What is going on, everybody? It is your host, Lucas, back again with another episode of the Kitchen Table Podcast. As I mentioned, I am your host, Lucas Starr. Welcome to my kitchen table, ladies and gentlemen. Today's topics are going to be wrestling and football. Now, I actually mentioned this to my good friend Trav Tries, that I was going to be talking about this in today's episode. I am a week behind. I've been trying to get Apple Podcast to update, and for some reason, it's just not updating to my knowledge. I subscribe to my own podcast on Apple Podcast, and there's nothing there. So I don't know what's going on. I know there's like a subscription fee now if you want to add episodes, but I don't know about all that stuff, honestly. Like, do I want to pay $20 a year? And, like, I guess if I paid $20 a year, then I know, like, I would for sure upload podcasts all the time. But then it's like, that's $20 that, like, I could use on other things. So, yeah, I don't know, guys. Like, it's weird. I gotta figure this out. I need to get some better equipment for the podcast. I have a lot of stuff that I want to do. Um, but yeah, like I said, today's topic is wrestling and football. So I am recording this on February 12th, which is the day after the Super Bowl. And last night, the Kansas City Chiefs defeated the San Francisco 49ers in the Super Bowl to become a two consecutive Super Bowl winners. Which has not happened in like 20 years, they said, with, I think they said the Patriots. I don't remember. But I tweeted out that this was that the Chiefs are the Cody Rhodes of football, meaning that they won um, they won the Super Bowl consecutively. Cody Rhodes won two consecutive WrestleManias. And oddly enough, now that I'm thinking about that, like those two do coincide with each other in this episode. So yeah. But I want to give a big congrats to the Kansas City Chiefs. I am not a big Chiefs or 49ers fan. I am from Chicago, so obviously I am a Chicago Bears fan. Also, I like the Dallas Cowboys, so there's that. Which, maybe I should think about switching teams. That sounds weird, but as we know, the Bears and the Cowboys probably have no chance in hell of reaching the Super Bowl. Anyway, yeah, like it was a good show. It was a good show. It was a good game. Um, Halftime show was really cool. As someone who loves lighting and all that stuff, that's what I watched the Super Bowl halftime show for, is the lighting and all that stuff, to see like the graphics and everything. What impressed me the most was the dancers and Usher himself being on roller skates for a song, which was madness. Like that's something that I've never seen before. I've never seen a performer on roller skates, not to my knowledge at least, or not to my remembrance, I guess. But maybe that has happened. I just don't know. But yeah, I mean, other than that, great game. Again, happy for the Chiefs, happy for the 49ers for making it all the way. There is a lot of discussion right now of Travis Kelce going off on Andy Reid, which I don't know. It's football, like that happens. Like everyone's like, "Oh, Taylor Swift, watch out, he's an abuser." Like, is this the first time or the 100th time that we've seen him go off on somebody, Travis Kelce being Travis Kelce? I think it is. I think this is the first time that we've seen him do that. And yeah, it could be, like something like, I don't know, like that. I don't know. Like, maybe he does that, but like I told my friend Dustin, you got to realize that this was the biggest game of his career this year, obviously. I mean, I know they've been in the Super Bowl before, but and he's under a lot of pressure. It was a bad play, blah 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 blah. I think it was just, he got caught up in his emotions. That's my feeling on it. I don't know. That's just me. Um, but yeah, anyway, onwards and forwards, from the Super Bowl, because I don't want to talk about the Super Bowl anymore. um, I do want to talk about, I keep saying, like, I'm going to get these podcasts better, and I do plan on doing that. I think a couple more episodes, this format, then we'll move on. Um, there is a business center apparently at my apartment at one of my buildings here, and they apparently have a podcasting setup. So maybe we'll start going to the business center to record podcasts. I don't know. I do have a nicer camera now, um, so maybe we'll figure that out and see what happens with that. I think it'd be fun to include video in this. Especially the YouTube version. And I guess like once the podcast, like the audio version, gets uploaded and is able to be uploaded, that'll be nice because that'll be nice. That's what it'll be. It'll be nice. Um, I just don't know why. Like I've been trying to figure out why it's not uploading to Apple Podcast. It's just not uploading. It's really, 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 really weird. Yeah, I don't know. It's really weird. Like, I think maybe if I do sign up for that, that $20 gimmick, like I think that'll help us a lot. As far as uploading episodes, which it sucks because then like, do I upload? Do I upload? Say I don't do that until like 10 episodes. Do I upload there's one episode up right now. Do I upload the 7 episodes? At that time, or what do I do? I don't know. We gotta figure this out. um, but yeah. Anyway, we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out in the future. Let's talk about one of my favorite things, which is wrestling. If you guys know me, you know that wrestling is 100% in my blood, my soul, my heart, everything. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, Trav Tries actually emailed or messaged me or whatever and said, so is The Rock back like full time? And I think we should talk about this because as a wrestling fan, I think it's very like interesting what's going on with The Rock right now. He came back on Raw, interrupted Jinder Mahal, and that was like at the beginning of the year, I believe, like the first Raw of the year. And then like he cut his little promo, saying, should The Rock sit in I think he said sit in a booth or sit at the head of the table or whatever, and people just popped like crazy, and then which led into like him going. He did go to SmackDown, because Cody Rhodes was like, I'm gonna take everything from Roman Reigns, but not at WrestleMania, and then The Rock came out, alluding to and implying that The Rock and Roman Reigns were going to wrestle at WrestleMania, which, to me, that really, really, really screwed Cody, in my opinion. That really, really did. And I don't like that because Cody, you guys know, like, Cody came back and his whole mission was to finish the story. He was going to become WWE champion from the get-go. Like, that was his plan, to become WWE champion. And, he had to finish the story. He had to become what his dad never was and stuff like that. So, a lot of people, I think even The Undertaker has said, like, when Cody said that he wasn't going to go for the title, his heart sank. And mine did too. Like, I was just like, what? Like, just because, man, like, that would have been heartbreaking. That would have, that was heartbreaking when he said that. So I'm just sitting here, watching SmackDown that night, and I'm just like, what is happening? The Rock comes out. Roman and Rock have a stare down. Then, like, it's not alluded to, like, what's happening. Cody and Seth have a pretty good promo battle on Raw, and then they talk about this press conference in Vegas this last week, last Thursday, actually, and it's like, what is happening? And it's all based, like, Cody's going to make his decision. And I like the press conference. I did watch a majority of the presser. Love seeing it being hosted by Michael Cole, Big E, Pat McAfee, and CM Punk. That was an epic host. That was an epic panel, I guess. I guess I should have, like, which I want to do this sometime, is, like, live watch, like, something like, WrestleMania. Like, I've been considering, like, watching WrestleMania live and filming the podcast and having that be, like, a special. That's something we're going to talk about at the end of the episode, though, is special episodes, which is weird. So, onwards and forwards again. So this whole presser is built around the fact that Cody's made his decision. And, Seth comes out and is talking, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Roman Reigns comes out prior, or no, I thought prior, but Roman Reigns comes out, and he's just like, I'm going to face The Rock at WrestleMania. And Cody comes out and was like, no, you don't get to make that decision. You do not get to make that decision. This is my decision, and I'm facing you at WrestleMania. And then The Rock comes out. Rock, Cody, Roman, Seth have words. I forgot the exact what Cody said, but Rock gets all heated and angry and is like, you're talking about, when you talk about his family, you're talking about my family, blah, blah, blah. Slaps the piss out of Cody Rhodes. Legit. Slaps the piss out of Cody Rhodes. It was insanity. So then, now that leads us into what's happening now. Because The Rock and Roman left together. So does that mean The Rock is part of the bloodline? And meanwhile, my favorite line of this whole thing was Paul Heyman screaming at the top of his lungs, screaming, I don't represent him, I don't represent him, I don't represent him. He's not my client, I don't represent him. Like, just laughing my ass off because of that. So now it looks as if The Rock is in the bloodline. The Rock and Roman were not on SmackDown this past Friday. But they will be on SmackDown next Friday, which I'm very curious to watch, which is, or this coming Friday, because it is Monday. So this Friday they will be, I was, all confused for a second, because, next week's is in, Australia, which we'll talk about that, too. So, as far as, Trav's question is The Rock back full-time? I believe he's back full-ish time. I think that leading into WrestleMania, we will see him, 3 weeks leading into WrestleMania. I think 3 or 4 weeks, we're going to see him every week. I do believe that maybe at Elimination Chamber, we might get Roman and Rock versus Seth and Cody. Now, there are rumors flying rampant right now that match will take place at WrestleMania Night 1. WrestleMania Night 1 will be Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins versus Rock and Roman. And then Night 2, it'll be Cody versus Roman and Seth versus whoever wins the Elimination Chamber. Which I think it's going to be Drew McIntyre. That's just my personal opinion. That's what I think. But I don't think that that's going to happen, because why would you... I mean, last year we had the women's title go main event Night 1. Or no, that was the tag titles. Main event in Night 1. So, do you really have Rock, Roman, Cody, and Seth main event twice in a row? I don't feel like that's going to happen. I feel like it's going to be Rhea versus Becky for Night 1, Cody versus Roman Night 2. Maybe flip that. Who knows? Whatever. It's just, who knows? So yeah, I do think Elimination Chamber is where we will see Rock, Roman versus Cody and Seth, because, they were highly advertising, and I do believe Punk was slated to be in the Chamber match until he got injured. So I do believe that because Punk is no longer there, the people paying for the show are paying big bucks in Perth, apparently. I think they're going to have Rock kind of take the place of CM Punk. So you'll get that match. The Bloodline, Roman and Rock versus Cody and Seth. So, that's my opinion on it. I don't know what's going to happen 100% sure. That's just my feeling. Speaking of Elimination Chamber, WWE spoiled the Elimination Chamber for the women's. So, I am going to repeat what apparently is who is in the Elimination Chamber for the women, which I believe it was, let me go back and look to double check. Alright, so the women's elimination chamber is slated and spoiled by WWE to be Liv Morgan, Naomi, Jade Cargill, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, and Tiffany Stratton. Perfect lineup to me. Perfect, perfect, perfect. You know, we all know that, the winner of this match gets Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, and I do believe Becky will win. Maybe as a curveball, they might have Jade win, because Jade versus Rhea would be kind of cool. But I think it's going to end up being like Jade and Bianca, rather, will start something, and then they'll have a match at WrestleMania. They kind of teased it already at Royal Rumble. And then I think it'll be Becky versus Rhea. And then I think maybe like we'll have a women's tag match. Maybe we'll see Liv and Tiffany or something. I don't know. Versus Naomi and somebody. I don't know. It's interesting. It's going to be very interesting to me to see how this goes down. Men's chamber. I don't even know who's in the men's chamber at this point. Besides Drew. Which I think it should have been AJ. But I don't know. By the way, complete utter side note. I am 100% hoping that at WrestleMania something happens. I think it's going to be LA Knight and AJ Styles. I hope it's going to be something where AJ comes out to Evil Ways. He's been teasing it. I don't like the fact that he's basically like, heel AJ from TNA right now. Minus, like, he still does his little, like, babyface entrance, which I guess he did that entrance as a heel as well. But still, I think just sorry, I'm stuttering. I'm excited. Just bear with me on this one for a second. This is how you do it. You have his opening theme kick in. No, we don't want, no, you don't, whatever it is. And then at the part where it like crashes down basically and it stops, then you have it go black. And then you just kick into Evil Ways. And I think that would be so, so sick. Similar to when AJ re-debuted as, not re-debuted, but returned as, like, face AJ. And he came out to Evil Ways, and then he lifted his hood up and Get Ready to Fly played. Something similar to that I think would be super, super cool. Would love, love, love to see that. Yeah, I would love to see that. I would love, 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 love to see that. Man, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it, WWE. Come on. If you don't do it, I'll do it in my freaking pick fed. Yeah, I have a pick fed, by the way. Who cares? Anyway. Side story to that is I was supposed to do EWE. It's called EWE Halftime Heat. I was supposed to do that last night for the Super Bowl, but my computer decided to update, which, by the way, the new update, which I know it's not new because I've been slacking, but the new update looks amazing to me. I did change the resolution of my screen so that everything is a little bit bigger, and I love it. So, yeah, anyway. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on wrestling, the press conference, Elimination Chamber, some WrestleMania stuff. I think maybe, like, what I'll do is after Chamber is I will do an episode where I try to predict the WrestleMania card for night 1 and night 2. I think that'll be fun. See how that goes. Might go terrible. Might go perfect. I have no idea, brothers and sisters. But yeah, one other thing that I really want to talk about is I mentioned earlier special bonus episodes. As I told you guys, I really, this was in the second episode, I really want to maybe think about watching every WrestleMania and then uploading the podcast. So on Thursdays you'd get 2 episodes. Because, listening to every WrestleMania, watching every WrestleMania is going to take me a little bit. It's 2 hours the first, I think, like 10 years is like 2 hours, right? Then after 10, you get into 3 hours, and then after, like, I think it's 25, you get into 4 to 5 hour pay-per-views. Like, I remember WrestleMania 32 was like 5 hours long. And WrestleMania 34 was 8 hours long. Then you have night 1 and night 2. So with that, I think we could do like just one episode, or maybe we start a couple days before. Like I don't even know how many days there is until WrestleMania. So we are 54 days to WrestleMania. So I literally need to get on the ball with this if I'm going to do it. I do have a lot of other stuff going on at the moment, but especially Wednesdays, I'm gonna be busy all damn day. So yeah, I think maybe I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I have 54 days till WrestleMania, and there's 40. It's WrestleMania 40. So what I would like to do is like lead it into. We have a special, that Thursday we have a review of WrestleMania 40. That's my plan. So I need to like maybe start watching and like doing these bonus episodes, um, and upload them. Like they would have to be YouTube bonuses. That's my thought. And then at least if I have an episode, um, if I have an episode, that I'm missing, I could just upload that for WrestleMania. Be the podcast, and maybe just edit it to where it has some updates in it. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Because I thought about making this a YouTube video exclusive. Maybe I still will. I haven't decided. I don't know. We'll see. I got to think about this real quick because that's a lot of videos to post. That's 40 videos in a month, really, less than a month. And then editing them and all that stuff. Unless I just do like WrestleMania 1 reactions, WrestleMania 2 reactions, blah 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 blah. Maybe do that. I don't know. Have to see. But yeah, that's my plan. That's my thought. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't know. These podcasts are progressively short, or these podcasts are short, but they progressively are getting longer. Like this one is 25, probably gonna be 25 minutes or 22 minutes. 22 minutes. I don't know. I gotta cut stuff out. So, yeah. But this episode will be up on Thursday. I accidentally stopped recording. Oops. I gotta cut some stuff out of this podcast, and then, yeah. Hopefully we're gonna get longer podcasts once I start getting guests. Once I start having more logical ideas. I mean, like I said, I have a whole list of ideas for podcasts. It's just, getting them done and video ideas and stuff like that. I'm very busy the next month. But this podcast will be up on February 15th. Correct? What is today? Today is the 12th. Yep. So, yeah. But like I said, I have a lot of work to do this following week. I have to do Ash Wednesday services on Wednesday, and then I have work on Sundays. So my plan is to kind of record these Monday, Tuesday. If there's any major updates or something that we need to talk about, maybe upload it. Maybe record Thursday morning too, adding into stuff. But we'll see. We will see what's gonna happen. I'm just excited. I'm excited for this podcast. I'm excited to see what could happen. How it's gonna grow, all that good stuff. I'm just looking at my calendar, and it's so psychotic. My schedule is so psychotic. That'll be next week's episode. The schedule of Star. But yeah. Anyway, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast again. I really appreciate you guys. I know maybe we didn't do the numbers that we thought we were gonna do. I don't even know what the numbers are on last week's episode, or the last episode rather. Oh, I'm in one of my other accounts. I have so many YouTube accounts. Good lord. And we got 1 subscriber for that podcast. Okay. I'm not mad about that at all. At all. I'm not mad about that. That was crazy. The thumbnail said it was gone. I will be honest, you guys. We did 469 for the last episode, and now we have 6 So, or the first up we did. So I'm a little nervous because we did 469 for the first episode, and we're at 6 for the second episode. So, honestly, we also have to, let's also count. So 473 for episode 1, which was published 3 years ago. And then, episode 2 had one play. So, 7. We'll count it. I'm just reading now. Okay. Let's end this episode so I can read this stuff, and I might record next week's episode already. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, guys, again, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I really appreciate it. I'm working so hard to get it up onto YouTube, or I'm working so hard to get it up onto Apple Podcasts. It is up on Spotify podcast. If you guys listen to Spotify, it is up on Spotify. I know that for a fact. I don't have Spotify, but I have Apple Podcasts, so we're working on getting it on Apple Podcasts. So listen on YouTube, listen on Spotify, whatever you have. I will see you guys next week. Thanks for sitting down with me at my kitchen table.